Hello and welcome to Rappler Talk Entertainment. I am Jella Gonzalez. Today we have actor-producer Enrique Gil and producer Dondon Monteverde joining us to talk about their 2024 Metro Manila Film Festival entry, Strange Frequencies, Taiwan Killer Hospital, a found footage type film adapted from the 2018 South Korean hit Gonjam Haunted Asylum. In the film, a group of intrepid Filipino amateur ghost hunters travel to the Sinling Hospital in Taiwan, considered to be one of the most haunted in the country, to get a taste of the paranormal. Enrique and Dondon will talk to us about their experience making the film and why they wanted to do a found footage film. Okay, welcome guys.
Hey man, good to be back.
Yes, and thank you for joining us here today.
Of course, thank you.
I know it's a very busy season for
Yeah,
you
yeah,
guys.
December.
Just a few
Usually
days
I was
before
busy
the,
pag December.
Yes. Okay, so Strange Frequencies, it's an adaptation of the 2018 hit from Korea, right? So how did the idea of adapting Gonjam come about? What drew you guys to Gonjam so much that you want to do your own take on it?
Yeah, well,
Whoever.
for us, I mean, we saw the original one, so
Yeah,
it was well done.
Uh-huh.
And I've never seen a Filipino film done that way.
right.
So we want to just capture that uniqueness
Yeah.
of doing it that way, of even making the actors very into the scene, diba?
Yeah.
Doing the shots, being camera operators themselves, diba? So, yun, I mean, that's the excitement in doing it. Plus, syempre, ito, sinet up namin to as a franchise. So, so we want to go further.
With Strange Frequencies.
Yeah, with Strange
Yeah,
Frequencies.
this is the first
And then,
installment.
buti, nagkausap kami ni Enrique. And he said, yeah, let's produce it.
Yeah, really
Let's
cool,
produce it together.
cool concept. There's a way of shooting Filipino horror films kasi here in our country. There's a very specific way. And when we saw, this found footage style na horror na it's never been done before in Philippine cinema, it really drew me, it drew me closer to the project. And I just thought, it'd be amazing to do something like this for the Philippines. And yeah, we did it, man. And it was fun and super cool.
Paano kayo parang, napanood ko tong Gonjam, parang we need to do something like this for the Filipino audience.
Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
over, like,
yeah.
a text message or
Yeah, something like that. Basically, they presented me the pitch and the project, and I was like, man, this is really cool, and I need to be a part of this film. I'm a huge horror fan. I love horror movies, and I just couldn't say no. Especially we were gonna go there and shoot in Xingling in Taiwan, the actual haunted place. I just had to do it, man.
Do you like found footage horror films as much as
Yeah,
traditional horror movies?
It's different. It's different. I think the difference is I think it's a little bit more personal. There's some rawness to it. It's just in your face, and it brings the audience a little bit more closer to these characters. It's the angle is more of like in a personal level. So I think it's really, really cool. And to have it in like a live stream style, very meta to what we, a lot of influencers and then people on YouTube and all of that stuff
Age
do.
talaga nila yan.
Yeah, it's
And you guys are
generational talaga. So I think, it's just genius and perfect. And yeah, we needed to do it.
Yeah, and you guys are playing yourselves in this film.
That's
right?
another
You're
angle that
there as an actor.
Yes, exactly.
Alexa, right?
Exactly.
And, you have Zarkaru,
Who's a real ghost hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, I've done so many films and projects in my career, but I've never actually played as myself. So, adding that angle to this project, I think was really, really cool. And yeah, it was.
How did that feel for you? I mean, it's your first found footage film, and then it's your first time playing yourself. Like,
It was really cool,
Is it
man.
a different kind of creative satisfaction for you?
In a way, I was like, because I'm used to studying characters and like creating, nuances for this. And sabi ko, it's gonna be actually thinking about it. It's like, parang mahirap to ah. But no, I mean, end of the day, just be yourself, So it became a breeze to shoot. We had the script, but most of the time, since we're playing ourselves, guys, I mean, don't forget we're playing ourselves here. So, whatever you guys feel like saying and doing throughout the scenes, and it just flows naturally, just do it because we play as ourselves. So a lot of the scenes just happen that way, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Parang ano yung parang how did the director direct in that kind of film?
Yeah, setup. Yeah, basically he was very collaborative naman. So yeah, at the end of the day we said, yeah, we're playing ourselves here. So the script's just a guide, and then whatever we would say.
And the director really went out of his way, really trying to know them better.
Yeah.
Diba? Each one, diba? So talagang kinausap sila isa-isa. Just to see, diba, kung how they should be doing themselves in this film. Diba?
So parang nilabas nila kung sino sila doon.
Yes, kailangan natural lang talaga.
Yeah, and I think the ensemble, the casting already was genius itself. So like when when something bad happens, you'll see kung paano mag-react tong character na to this compared to this. When yung isa medyo relax, isa nagwawala. And I think it's just naturally, true to who they are in real life. So it's really cool. I mean, the ensemble is just perfect, I think.
It's their personality coming out.
Yes, perfect. And different personalities experiencing something crazy, and you'll see the
we're
dynamics
excited
there.
to see that. And sorry, Dondon, you were talking about this being a franchise. So you have plans like to sift through all of these haunted places in the world.
That's the goal. Diba? Sana we can, I mean, Taiwan's the first, diba? Siyempre, we had the option of really shooting it here in the Philippines, but we wanted something different. Diba? So we actually researched the most haunted place in Asia. So biglang lumabas ang Xinglin Hospital.
Okay.
Yun, diba? So
yeah, I was just about to ask that. Why was Xinling chosen for the film?
sabi namin kasi
Did you look at local spots then or other spots pa were in consideration?
Well, we were looking, we wanted to go to Japan, we wanted to go to Thailand, pero since nakita nga namin when we Googled that, yun palang pinaka-haunted, let's go there first.
Yeah.
Diba? Let's bring it to the Philippines. Diba? Maramdaman ng tao, ano bang scare meron dyan sa Xinglin na yan.
What was written about Xinling that parang ito na yun, this is our location. Parang,
syempre,
when you read about the location,
syempre, alam mo na, hospital yan, di ba? So, alam mo na nangyayari sa loob ng hospital.
Right.
Yeah.
Di ba? So, yun. So, setting it up as a franchise talaga, parang, syempre, it's a challenge to, kaya nga dapat the first one should work right away. Kaya talagang crucial talaga na we should do it outside.
Right.
Di ba? So, at least we set that pace. Then we go through Taiwan, then later on go to another country.
Yeah.
Diba? Kasi dami ng horror na napalabas sa Philippines na locally, di ba? So at least a different taste.
Yeah, and I think
different flavor lang din talaga.
Yeah, and I think, shooting somewhere else out of the country gives a sense of you're not safe, you're alone. Having these Filipinos in a foreign country, it just makes the gravity of the situation even harder and scarier.
Ibang takutan.
For these guys.
Kumbaga, pag nasa ibang bansa ka, di ba, parang meron din sense of vulnerability. I mean, even if that country is safe, parang may iba pa din na you're not in your home country.
Exactly.
So maybe that gives off that sense that you're in a scary hospital in another country.
Yeah.
Parang yung next level.
Yeah.
Syempre,
It's another layer.
Iba yung mga religion nila, marami, di ba? So, iba yung culture, di ba? So,
iba yung mga multo nila. Hindi mo alam how to deal with their
Exactly.
Hindi mo alam yung mga weaknesses nila.
Yeah.
So, yun, na-decide na Xinling yung pupuntahan nyo. Ano yung feeling when you first arrive at the hospital, just seeing that entire structure? What was that like for you? Meron na ba agad naramdaman na meron talaga dito? Parang ganun na ba?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a sense of heaviness to the area, to the location. I mean, it's been abandoned for years, but seeing all these utensils, yung mga chairs, and the stuff that's still left there, it just gives a sense of, wow, I mean, actually people used to stay here and live here. There was kids, you see kids' toys, you see expired bottles and medicines, and it just gives an eerie feeling that there was really actually people here before that were staying here, who died and lived there. And mabigat siya. Medyo mabigat siya.
Okay.
But more than that, I think what done to the cast and us more was the environment. Of course, the weather. Since it's an abandoned place, it rains. Babaha talaga siya sa loob.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as... We knew it was going to be easy, but when we got there, I think it set the tone, having insects, bats, and all of these other added things. I think really set the tone for the whole cast and for the project, which I think we really needed it.
So ocular pa lang, medyo iba na yung pakiramdam sa ocular. Especially, di ba, in a place like that na walang kuryente.
Correct.
You have to set up everything, di ba? Ikutin mo lahat, di ba? So,
and there's
Gives
broken
you
glass, there's
that
holes on the
very
ground, you can,
You
fall
could-
off.
You could die.
You could
Oh,
die.
yeah.
You really had to be careful.
So,
Yeah.
meron talagang places na, don't go there, don't go there.
Yeah, and then there's like rusty nails everywhere. Everything's a hazard.
Okay.
There's mold everywhere. So there's some areas talaga where we had to make sure that when we shoot at night, because it's pitch black, and
Yeah.
you only see whatever your flashlight
Yeah.
sees.
Yun lang talaga source of light.
Mag-ingat lang talaga. So
I get what you're saying. Like
Yeah.
the environment really set the tone.
yes.
And you didn't even need like special effects. You had the bats already and the
Yeah,
insects.
everything was there.
Meron talaga.
So
Set designer,
yeah. So I think it set the tone for everybody na, oh my gosh, guys, seryoso talaga to. Like, of course. But I think we needed that So I think
And you
that-
had to have your wits about you, right?
Exactly.
You're gonna get a nail in your foot if
yeah,
you're not
exactly.
careful, right?
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was pretty remote pa. So if anything happens, medyo malayo yung next hospital or whatever. So
So it was genuinely scary
it was.
shooting there.
It
Can you
was.
share some of the... Were there moments when one of the cast na, huwag na natin to ito. Natatakot na to mga
Yeah,
tao." Or ikaw, did you feel genuine fear na,
No.
man, this is really scary, man?
I'm weird. I really look for it. I like it.
Okay.
I enjoy it. you
Okay.
know. I'm a huge horror fan, so I like these things. But yeah, our first day of shooting, after our first day of shoot on the way home, one of our fellow actors, medyo may nangyari sa kanya. It was Alexa. On the way home, she just felt like something was attached to her or something.
Okay.
Basta nag-iba na daw yung face niya, and then, people were asking her, hey, what's wrong? Parang, are you okay? And then she just started to cry because she felt like it was sucking something out of her, her energy, and she feeling niya may nakakapit sa kanya. So automatically, just went down the car, and the Taiwanese team started to pray over and do their little ceremony, and yeah, it was freaky, man, for our first night there.
First night?
It was just our first
Yeah,
night
first shooting day nila yun.
of shoot, so it was a good welcome, I guess, to the
Okay.
cast. Na.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
Parang
so
ano,
that also
The
set the
Grudge.
tone. Yeah, so
yeah, that set the tone too.
yeah, it also set the tone for,
Or maybe Alexi just wanted to set the tone, like...
That's what I was telling you, Man, ang galing mo dun, Ang galing mo
Parang
talaga.
freak out lang yung cast, di ba?
Yeah. But you could see the fear in her eyes. I mean, she was really terrified. So everybody was spooked that
Yeah.
night.
Talk to us about, the experience of being the cameraman for yourself. That experience.
Yeah, that was another layer that we had to add, which also made it challenging shooting. Because usually, inisip lang namin, umarte lang just to, hit our markers and that's it. Ngayon kasi, pati yung angulo kami kumukuha, yung pag-iilaw, kasi the only source of light was our light from our GoPros and our flashlight. Hindi naman pwede nakatutok sa face kasi,
Yeah.
You each had one GoPro each?
we had two.
Two.
POV and our
Your
face cams.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
And we had handy cams. Some of us had handy cams as well. So I think the challenging part was simultaneously acting and trying to get everybody's reactions and remembering everyone's lines and trying to be the camera guy and make sure that nasa gitna sila na frame and so but we had workshops for that to make sure. And the problem was shooting there, it was remote, and then we had a small crew, but they were outside. But when we were inside, it was just us. So we had to make sure that we were always rolling,
Yeah.
We don't, mahirap pag-delay, so we'd be shooting scenes, and then hindi pala may one cam that wasn't rolling. So we had to make sure and, keep in mind that everything has to be
Was there at least one camera guy with you guys? Or it was really just you?
inside the hospital. It was just us, but we had a guy that was manning everything and making sure everything was running
Remotely.
smoothly, remotely.
Seeing the
Yes.
footage.
Meron.
Yes.
The director, it wasn't inside. It was also...
He was
just monitoring
outside.
remotely.
He had a small area outside.
Okay. Is there pressure to live up to the 2018 original film?
Not really. I mean, I think that's the beauty of having your own adaptation, your own take to it. You get to put your own flavor and and add more Filipino elements. And I think that's what we added here that wasn't there. Is we brought these known personalities together and playing as themselves. So it makes it has some reality to it in a way, like what you see on YouTube, but you put it in the big screen. And I think it'll be cool for the audience to be watching a film like this, a shot like this, and a style like this. So very different.
Yeah. You had two internet personalities here too. Si Raf Pineda,
Yes.
who's a tarot card reader.
Yes.
And then there's also Zarkaru,
Yeah.
who makes content about haunted places.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I read parang you contacted him way before pa na parang, oh, I like
Yeah.
your content, bro.
Yeah,
So
me-
what did they bring to the table? I mean, given their kind of supernatural background.
Yeah, well, it added some, some legitness. It made us really look legit. Actually, I used to watch, me and my sister used to watch a lot of these YouTube videos of, just like Zark and Exploring with Josh, who is also a really good friend of Zark, who started all these exploring the haunted places. And to be able to see these instruments, the EVPs, the electronic voice phenomenon, the EMFs, electromagnetic frequency, devices that they were using to detect, supernatural and paranormal activity, to be able to see that, in real life and not just on screen, and to be able to, test it out. And when it works, of course, you don't want it to work,
Yeah.
but when it works, I'm like, yes, it's working. So meron talaga. It's really cool, man. And
So you had those gadgets with
we
you?
had everything.
Meron,
We had
meron.
everything. We had everything there.
Okay. So, talaga parang ghost hunters kayo yung dating nyo talaga.
Really, yeah. I was like living a dream, man. I felt like a real life Ghostbuster.
Yeah. Parang you're living a dream. Parang you were just watching them on YouTube before.
Yeah,
and
man.
now-
I mean, I always watch it. So when I heard about it, that's why I said I had to do it. I had to.
And all those movies about people hunting ghosts, now you got to do it for yourself.
Yes.
Right.
I think more than that, to be able to go to these places where people haven't really seen, or maybe possibly would never be able to see, and to be able to show that to our audience and bring it to them. It's really cool, man. Really cool thing.
Talk about the other ghost hunters in the film. You have Jane.
Yes.
And the others. Parang what surprised you about them in their respective roles na lumabas yung personality nila.
yeah,
Parang,
I was
oh,
just-
I didn't know Jane was like this.
Yeah, I didn't know Jane and Alexa were so into horror movies, and just like me, they're huge horror fans, and they're super game with everything, Hindi sila takot. Actually, kung bawal nga, mas gusto pa nila yun. Bawal pumunta dyan, pupunta sila dyan. Diba? So, mga thrill seekers. So, I think they were perfect for the roles, and I just thought they were gonna, be, oh my gosh, the girls are gonna have it with all the insects, the bats, but they were pretty cool. They were pretty cool.
They handled it well.
They really well, yeah. Really
Okay.
well.
So you have another co-producer, right? So
Yes.
Eric Mati.
Yes.
Talk about the partnership between the three of you guys.
Well, kami ni Eric, matagal na kami partners. So,
Yes,
we've been doing a lot of films and series together, no? So, kami ni Eric, we wanted really to partner with Enrique. Para, syempre, di ba, a concept like this, di ba, parang, at one point naman, nadaanan namin ni Eric to yung mga ghost hunting. So, tama-tama naman yung concept talaga. Bagay talaga. So, we really wanted to partner with him, si Enrique, di ba, para mabring yun, alam mo yun, pagka young at heart na talagang nila, mailabas sila. Di ba? At makita kung ano ba yung pakiramdam ng mga pag pumapasok sila. Di ba? Especially yung sa ganyang klaseng cast na pinagpilian namin together. Di ba? So, yun. So, partnering with Enrique was really, kung pwede nga ulitin ulit, gagawin namin.
For sure. And I really commend Tito Dondon and Direk Eric for pushing, different genres and other projects that, what we normally see in our cinema these days. So really, really proud of what they're doing. And inspires me to do and produce more content and push the edge of what Philippine cinema is. And, so yeah, I'm really grateful for these artists in our country.
Speaking of producing, so you've been acting and now this is your second movie that you're producing, right?
Yeah, part.
The first one was last year.
I Am Not Big Bird, yes.
Yes.
We shot in Thailand.
How talk about the experience of producing and
It's
maybe
fun.
compare it to acting. What are you
Yeah.
liking more? Or do you
No, it's actually anything naman eh. What I like about producing kasi, it just connects with me a little bit more. You can make whatever film you want. Like you have the likes of Ridley Scott who makes sci-fi, dramas or crime or historical dramas. Ako kasi, you should really produce what really moves you, inspires you, excites you. Mahilig mo. Ako kasi mga horror, some action comedies. I love comedies, I love horror and action. Also some heavy dramas, especially my historical dramas. I love anything about history as well. So hopefully I get to produce more content like that in the future. And yeah, man, but minsan kasi mahirap sa atin, it's either you produce business-wise or you go for the art of things, you know?
yes, definitely.
So it's either the business side of you, like, you want to make money, but it might not be as fun to
Hybrid
shoot.
mo na lang. Hybrid.
Hybrid. So you always want
Find the middle ground.
Yeah, you always have to find the middle ground where you're still happy in your artistry side of things and you still get the business side of things.
Okay.
But hopefully we get to a point where it doesn't really matter what you do and people just accept every film, and that will be the dream for Philippine cinema.
Yeah.
Definitely. Do you have already something in your mind as to what next movie you would like to produce? What
I have
kind
a couple.
of
I have a
project you would-
couple. One's action with horror involved, and then another one is a heavy horror. We also have a few comedy projects that we have in mind as well, concepts. And I have a TV series coming up next year that we'll be producing. It's our own concept.
You're producing also.
Co-producing with
Co-producing.
ABS-CBN,
Okay.
yes. And it's a action rom-com.
Okay.
So may action pa rin, pero I want it light, so may comedy involved.
All right.
Yeah.
So watch out for that.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Man. Thank
Do
you.
you love making horror films, or what do you love more? Making horror films or watching?
Both, man. I think both. I watch horror films and it inspires me to make them, you know. So yeah, man, I just grew up loving it. And, I was really scared growing up as a kid, but you know, sometimes the things that scares you, that you know, you really respect it in a way, and you look for it even more. So
Those are the things that you want to try to face too.
yeah, man. And I've always been intrigued by it. You know, it's just like a place where, you know, watching movies is a place where you can just unwind and it's a release. So it's either comedy or action or horror. It's just a place where you can just do whatever, you know, your imagination can run as wild as you can. So yeah, man, it's just fun. It's all fun for me.
Are you into horror video games too?
Of course. Yeah, Resident
What's your
Evil.
favorite? Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, yeah, there's a new remake.
Do you have a
about
top one?
it. Resident Evil will always be my number one.
That's always your number
franchise in horror games ever.
Maybe a horror movie is in the books for you in the future.
Yeah. I have a couple horror movies. Actually, I have one zombie one. I have one zombie one. That's the action horror I was talking about.
Okay.
So hopefully,
we got another clue out of that.
yeah, man.
Okay, so going back to Strange Frequencies, how do you think the MMFF audience will react to this new kind of found footage? I mean, people have seen like the likes of Blair Witch, right?
Yes.
And the likes of Paranormal, but how do you think that the audience will react to this?
Well, like I said, diba, in a way it's unique. Diba? The way it's been done, diba? So it's a found footage, so at least maraming gulatang na mangyayari. And you know, you won't talaga makakita mo na the real personalities. Diba? Pwedeng may mangyari sa kanila.
Yeah.
When you watch it, I think those are the elements that you want to see in a film, especially for horror.
And you've produced a lot of horror movies in the past.
Yes.
I think
we
there was
did.
also one Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
Yeah, that's for Regal, for Shake, Rattle, and Roll. Then we did Aswang Chronicles. Yeah, we did. I mean, kami ni Eric, the very first movie that we actually did was a horror movie called Pasyam. Yun. Then, kasi we love horror, kami ni Eric. So, dire-diretso, we did Aswang Chronicles, we did Quaresma.
And how is Strange Frequencies more, you know, unique for you?
Sorry doon sa mga ibang kasama ko doon sa ibang pelikula, pero mas bata kasama natin dito. Diba? So masaya. Diba? Para marami kami natutunan ni Eric, especially with Enrique.
Okay.
Kasi si Enrique, hindi lang naman siya yung parang, kala mo, producer by title lang. Hindi, di ba? Talagang he contributes.
Okay.
Di ba? Kung ano na sa isip niya, di ba? On how to do it, di ba? Talagang he utters out.
Yes.
And then shares, di ba? A good idea para malagay siya sa film.
That's great to hear about a young
Yeah.
creative like Enrique.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, please go ahead and invite our audience now to watch the film.
Yes, everybody, please watch Strange Frequencies Taiwan Killer Hospital, an official entry to the Metro Manila Film Festival this December 25 na po yan. Something new, something fresh, something scary ngayong Pasko. Magtakutan po tayo ngayong Pasko.
Panoorin nyo, syempre unahin nyo ang Strange Frequencies, pero panoorin nyo lahat ng pelikula.
Yes.
Diba? Supportahan natin ang pelikulang Pilipino. At panoorin nyo lahat ng pelikula para masayang industriya natin.
Correct.
Yes.
All for it.
Enrique, Dondon, thank you for...
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Of
Thank you for
course.
having us again.
Okay, thank you. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want to continue the conversation, do download our Rappler Communities app where we can continue to talk about today's best new movies on the Pop Culture channel. I'm Jello Gonzalez. See you again another time.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You play video games?